everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is I, Conservative Coin Collector, and Thanksgiving is only a few days away. Can't wait for it. I can't wait to eat my body weight potatoes and stuffing. Today's video, I'm going to bring back my waterproof, fireproof lockable binder and the flaps that came with it. I was, in my last video, I think it was, or a video or two before that, I was messing around with it, seeing what I could fit in it, and I managed to improvise, and I take a hole punch and put some of my old flaps in it. These new coin flaps perfectly fit in this coin binder, but the flaps and the coins around are too big for it. So, I just got to thinking, I want to secure my silver, and the best way to do it is put it in these flaps without a cardboard plastic over it. I put my silver in a pub cheese sharp cheddar container because the cheese that was in this was actually really good, and I would get it again, but it's addicting, and I don't want to be 500 pounds of cheese. As good as that may. As good as I might think that is. I'm not going to put 100% of my silver in those coin flaps because my silver troy ounces I think are just a little too big for them. I mean, I could try it, but then I'd risk ripping one of these. And if one of them is ripped, I just have to throw the whole thing out because it's kind of an OCD thing. I can try. I tried it off camera. I could only get about maybe 25, less than 25% of the coin in the flap before. I mean, it's just too large. And I'm definitely going to have a bit of silver that's just too large. But if I can cut down the amount of silver that is unsecure, that would be good. Granted, it's not 100% insecure, whatever you want to call it, because it's in my coin safe, but I want a little bit of extra fireproof waterproofness. And it's something I can lock, but I haven't figured out this whole locking portion yet. Oh, hello, you out of focus? Yes, you are. I really don't need to figure out the lock or how to lock it because it's just going to stay in my own room and nobody comes in here except for me and yeah, just me. Day before I remodel my room, this dresser would contain like bed sheets for the rest of the house, and my mom would come in here every once in a while. But considering after my remodel, this dresser shelf became mine. That shelf was mine to begin with. And I have a whole video on it if you're interested in that kind of thing. But the point is, it's usually just me that stays in here. And I do have 4 siblings, but they all have their own rooms that nobody goes in. And let's just get out of the silver since I don't want to babble. Along with the 7 troy ounces of silver, I have 3 90% silver dollars. I'm not going to fit in there as well. These are not going in. And if my camera will actually stay in focus, I can show you what they are. A peace dollar and 2 Morgans. They're going back in the safe because they're just too big. And this giant reproduction of something, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this. I got it out of the dollar bin at my one coin shop that I went to a few years back. It was like the biggest thing in there. It was all like reproduction gold coins, about the size of these, maybe even the size of these, like reproduction gold and silver, and famous coins. And then this, I was like, yeah, this is coming home with me because I've never seen something so big. So if those dollars are not going to fit in there, this is definitely not going to. Just give me a size comparison. Yes. I'm going to add 2 additional silver that I have found at my local coin store recently. A 1952 quarter and a 1958 or so dime. They're 90% silver. And I actually remember when I found this quarter, I was looking at the reverse and there was a bunch of clad with it. And I was like, this is silver. If this is not silver, I am quitting coin collecting right now. And it's a 1952 silver. I was right, and it's going to be with its brethren in these flaps here. I think how I'm going to do it is denomination. I have a butt ton of dimes. And I'm going to separate the dimes with the nickels and the quarters and all that. And I may even do it. I could do them year by year. But as long as I work where I work, I'm going to have access to a coin store. And it may be rare, but I am going to find more silver eventually. So I could do year by year and rearrange. I just think I'll just organize them off the bat, and if I wind up finding more silver eventually, I'll get to that line when I cross it. While I'm sorting, I found this tiny little thing. This is 1 gram of silver versus 1 ounce. So, like, it's kind of a funny comparison, but if somebody gets pulled over with a gram of weed versus an ounce of weed or any type of drug, this is the difference in silver. It's not anything illegal or illicit, but it really gives an idea of the difference between a gram versus an ounce. I've watched too many Cops episodes to not make that funny comparison. It's funny. One thing I kind of like to watch on YouTube are police chases. And it's something I never want to be a part of, but I'm a sucker for a good police chase. Now, before I put them in the flaps, I separated them in categories here. I have the oldest, so the half dimes here. I have a butt ton of dimes. The nickels, half dollars, and quarters. Now, I only have a certain type of nickel because nickels are not silver unless they're a war nickel, which are about 35% silver. If my camera will focus, I can show you what makes it a war nickel. What makes it a war nickel is the mint mark above the Monticello versus to the side of the Monticello. And you can have a P, D, or an S. And it's going to be actually quite easy because I'm going to do it by year. They only minted the war nickel from like 1942 or 43 to like 1945 or 46. There was only like a 2 or 3, 4 year run. And being that, I don't think there's a mint mark on top of this one. It's a 1940, so it's before the war nickel. But it's a good comparison. Like, no mint mark above the Monticello, mint mark above the Monticello. This is what makes it a war nickel that's 35% silver. I found 2 nickels that are not silver, but I'm going to toss back in here anyway because they're both from 1940. That's an old nickel. These nickels are as old as Chuck Norris. And we all have know about Chuck Norris and his hilarious jokes from the early 2000s. 1942, 43, 44, 45. It's exactly how I'm going to put it in this thing here. It looks and feels weird just putting them in the plastic like this, but it's the only way I'll get them to fit because the cardboard flaps I would put the coins in are just entirely too big. Slowly coming together. I got the nickels in, and the nickels, the quarters, or the half dollars are the easy part, and the half dimes. These are going to be the hard part because I have so freaking many of them. The first that I'm going to put in before the dimes are going to be the half dimes, and these are the oldest things that I have, actually to show you today. This one's from 1848, this one's from 1857. In 1848, Wisconsin became the 30th state, and James K. Polk was president. So it's been a while, over 160 plus years. In the 1857, I mean, they're both pre-Civil War, which is crazy. You'll never believe it. I found another silver dime in my drawer, in my dresser there, that's going in the pile. With both half dimes in the book, it's time. Well, it'll be easy to at least separate the generations because we have Mercury dimes and silver rosy dimes. This separating the Mercury dimes will be the easiest part here. Oh, is this another silver nickel? No, it's not. I'll probably find more stuff I have to organize because I have like $5 in dimes here, if not more. I found another silver nickel after putting the half dimes in here, but they're kind of a pain to take out, and I'm starting to get the hang of putting them in. But I'm just going to leave it where it lies, OCD or not. And it's from organizing my dimes here. I got my Mercuries and my Rosy dimes. And considering the Roosevelt dimes were silver from 1940s to 1964, that's a couple decades I got to organize. I have one Barber dime, Mercury's, Roosevelt's, Canadians. The Canadian silvers I'm just going to toss back in the cheese container because I just have no choice to put them for my binder. I am a sucker for all things silver, but old American, old constitutional silver is definitely my weakness. I'm getting to a point where I can barely see the years on these coins. I don't know why, but I'm like, the hell with it, let's get out my microscope. I haven't used this thing in so long, but once I focus it, it'll tell me the years and make it so much easier. A problem with keeping them loose in the plastic is they're just gonna, roll around in there, and I definitely need something to keep them in place, but I don't have any cardboard plastic flap things that'll do that are that size. And I don't know when the last time I broke out my microscope was, but that comes in handy, especially with the very small print coins. Obviously, with the quarter, it's easy to tell because it's a bigger coin. But with dimes, I have 1936 through 1945. 36, 39, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. It's taken up almost the entire binder, and I'm sure that I mixed up a couple of years here and there because piles fall, and I do what I do because the numbers are just so damn small. But on with the rosy dimes. The longest, most tedious, hardest process of this whole thing was going to be all these Roosevelt dimes. We got 46, 47, 48, 49, 53, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, and with no surprise, most of them are 1964. I got them all sorted out, and it's time to stick them all in another binder. Of course, I put these things in backwards, but if I just put them in backwards and then flip it forwards, I can see them forwards, so it doesn't really matter in the long run. I'm going to continue doing it this way. That way, it separates the flaps from the not flaps. It looks all wacky and wonky and out of place, and they're all bouncing around, but at this point, I don't have OCD, I just have effort. Let's move on. And this is just one binder flap, and in the one binder flap, I was only able to put half of them. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 of them to get the rest of these coins in here. I've just about had enough of these dimes. They're a pain in the ass to put in here. So with the 64s, I'm just going to say screw it. They're going back in the cheese container. So far, I've taken up like well over 3/4 of this thing, and it's gonna be just dimes, 64s. Took up a whole nother binder page. Onto the quarters, which are the quarters and the half dollars. These are the easiest things to deal with. For the quarters, these are the SLQs that are going to go in first. I have a dateless and a 1927, 48, 50, 53, 54, 55, 57, 58, 62, 63, and then these are the 64s. Way less than the dimes. I knew those were going to be the hardest and most tedious ones to do, and I could have just put them in willy-nilly randomly, but I really wanted to put them in year by year, so I have nobody to blame but myself for this catastrophe. One thing that I will say is putting the quarters in. These are they're actually a lot easier than the dimes. So hopefully I can just calm down and finish this video. It's funny. The two SLQs are going to share now because I found a quarter I missed, and it's from 1939, and that's the oldest Washington quarter that I have. So instead of just trying to rearrange everything, make the SLQ share, and put the 39 in there. The half dollars were the easiest thing because I only had 4 of them. I have a Standing Liberty quarter, not standing, this is a walking Liberty half dollar from 1936, one from 1935, one from 1945. Oh, shiza. Okay, one from 1935, one from 1936, one from 1945, and a 40%er from 1967. In the binder they go, and I can be done with this. And luckily, I have more than 4 spots available. All done. And my cheese container is not totally empty, because with the 64s, I found a couple of dimes that were dropped in the process of putting them in the binder that I'm not going to put in the binder. So I got to put this away, go downstairs. I started filming this at like 9 o'clock this morning, and it's currently 12:16, and I haven't had any breakfast. Wow. Oh, let's see if we can find it here. Yes, 12:16. It's funny, it's a solid, but the camera's refresh rate makes it look like it's all broken. So I've been filming for a long time, so I gotta go downstairs, eat breakfast at noon, and I'm a conservative coin collector. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the bell icon. Until next time, I'm signing off. So long, everybody.